Good morning. The 1st of March today. Just a quick update. There's a little bit happening in the greenhouse, so I thought I'd do a little post. Also keep you up to date with each month as it's running. First day of the meteorological spring. Doesn't feel much like it. I was up early this morning, down the garden with the dogs. It's bitter cold, 3 or 4 degrees, raining heavy. It's very dull and overcast, and it's forecast to be like this for the next few days. After that, it's not getting better, it's getting colder with the forecast of a little bit of snow. Never mind, it's still nice in the greenhouse, and there's lots going on in the greenhouse. Now today I've just received the first of my virus-free plants. I'll show you. I'm going to turn the camera around. Received a box here with virus-free. Now last year I was a little disappointed with them. This year they look absolutely superb. I'm very pleased. Now, not forgetting it's the 1st of March today. And these are not big plants, but I'm more than happy with them, as we can see. These are virus-free, direct from the laboratories. So thank you, Maura, for the process. They look absolutely great. I'm looking forward to breaking into those. So we've got quite a few of those to get potted up. What I'll do, I'll go through the process later on. I'll show you a quick look around the greenhouse. Set some late peppers. There's nothing through as yet. They're not on the heat bench because I've knocked all the heating off now. It'll only come on on a cold frosty night. Giant cabbages. It was some seed that I actually seeded myself, so we'll see how they perform. Still got plenty of leeks at the moment. We'll be potting all of these ones up into 3-litre pots. They'll be going next door and moving across onto the other. I've finished posting now. Still got a few onions, which, there's some chaps coming down from Scotland for a few hundred. They'll take those away. Right, we're potting onions up. I've just potted some up on that side. We'll come to those. If you remember, late on, in January, I set some DN2 ahead of DN2. They're coming away very nicely. They're growing well, very well now. Just a lovely plant, still in a 3-inch pot, but they are very nice. Nice roots on them. So they'll be getting potted up. I have got some people coming for those. So that's the DN2, which was a big leak, and I had to set them late because they all split. They come early last year and split. CSCs on this side. And these are some of Peter Kerry's leeks for a friend. They're looking very nice. Onion plants in 7cm pots, waiting for collection, for orders. Right, I decided to put just a few onions on the light. So, as you know, I did put some through 7 or 8 days on the light. This is what they've come off. These are the smaller ones. These are up in the 25 litre containers now, the air pots. They're looking quite nice. Quite happy with them. That's all Billy Lamb seed. Moving on to the main bench down the centre. These are the virus-free that I took from grass myself. Nice bit of length on them. Last year I had to collar them to try and get length on. They've made a bit of length this year. We've been selecting the longer ones out, so hopefully they're going to do well. But I've got the fresh virus-free come in this morning. Not worried about the size. They'll fly away. I'm quite happy with those. PKH. Another nice clean leek, looking good. They're actually splitting their buttons and dropping back now. Moving on, DN1. These are, there's 6 plants there which I put on the lights. They were in about 4 days and they started to romp away. That's the plants that haven't been on the lights. These are the ones that did, and you can see there is a vast difference just in a few days. So I've taken them off. I don't want to get them too big. I had them far too big last year and they were splitting on me. They're starting to drop the buttons now as they're growing, so I'm quite pleased. Moving along, this is King Charles. Again, I put 8 plants on the grow lights. They were in for 5 days. These are the ones that haven't been on lights. Quite a difference to the ones that have. Only 8 plants. I may not even plant the full 8, but it was just to see if they were going to drop their buttons. They're not actually. So I will probably have to nick those. They're not too long, they're maybe 3 inches at the moment. I'm quite happy with that. These are showing a little bit extra length, so I probably will have to get in and nick those. Not forgetting they were from a Blanched leek seedling, but I am growing them as pot leeks. Prince William, again, these haven't had lights. I put 5 plants on the lights, just whatever space I had in the lighting cabinet. These have made nice short stocky plants and boosted the growth again. 5 days. They've come off very nice, so they're just a nice plant. But these are showing signs of splitting their own button and dropping back anyhow. That's 2 King Charles just stuck in an odd gap I had. But as you can see, the Prince William, nice and short. It was a really nice leek. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with it later in the year. Blanched leeks, this is the new Princess C. Some have been collared and they've already jumped up to the top of the 9-inch collars. They're popping out the top, so some will be given larger collars. I left 12 without collars and they're growing away very nicely. Looking good. These are the onions. We've got 6 pips from David Metcalf on the end with the blue labels in. We've got 6 of my own pips in there from my own stock. And I have 6 from seed, just to see more or less all set away at the same time. We'll just see how they all perform. It's something that we can watch for this year. Moving on to the back. GSN 2, this was the new leek I had last year. I grew it last year. Lost the head with the heat. It burnt the head off, but I've got tiny little pips. They're coming away nicely now. They're nice strong plants. Very clean. It's a superb quality leek. I am looking forward to growing that. I've got high hopes for it. Hopefully I have stock of that for next year. 1 Prince Charles, I thought I would just collar up and see if we can get it as an intermediate. So I've put, I think there's 8-inch collars on there now. These have got 10-inch collars on. These are RMG. These won down at Malvern. Niall Curry won with these last year. They're looking very nice at the moment. I have some small ones at the far end. Again, just 3 or 4 without collars to see what happens. This is the Ballsworth. Again, they're coming away very nicely now. They were slow to start, but they're starting to motor a bit now. These are some Princess C. That's a 12-inch collar. The rest are 10-inch collars on here. But they're performing quite well. They're popping up. Well, you can see the new growths coming up through the centre. I've had to cut flags off because they were too bulky to fit within the in the tube that I was putting around them. I should have maybe bought bigger tubes, but so I have cut foliage off just to get them in, make them look tidy. GSN. This is the original GSN. Just a nice size for me. They're not too big. They've only been potted up a few days. They're looking quite nice. They're all nice and short. I'm pleased about that. There's a few Cumbrian here. A few Cumbrian which were on the lights. They were in for about 8 days. They've come out very nicely. They're a fair size, but I don't think they're too big. They're just sitting nice. I'm not growing a lot of Cumbrian because I've got the virus free, but they were from excellent stock, so I'm pleased with them. This is Kevin Young's seedling that he got from Peter Kerry's hybrids. They're looking very good at the moment. I've got them up in a 5-litre pots. The compost is all clover. Virtually everything in this greenhouse now is clover compost mixed with John and his number 2. And I'm quite happy with them. So they're starting to shape up nicely. Everything's looking decent. I've got some late PKH there, just still to go out. This is blue. This is Peter Kerry's blue. They've only been potted up yesterday. I did them. They're looking quite nice. They're sensible. They're not too big. There were some big ones, but I've let them go out. I didn't want anything too big because for me they were splitting and losing quality. A few more onions. I've got a few onions in 5-litre containers, as you can see here along the back. Well, I think they're about 3 weeks behind the big ones up above them. And I've just potted quite a few up in the 9-centimetre pots. We've just potted these onions up. These had a few days on the lights. They come from a 7-centimetre pot. I potted them up into 1 litre, put them on the lights. They've been in, not a week, but a few, maybe 5 days. They were through the pot, so I've brought them out and getting them potted up into 3 litre. No supports on there as yet, but I will get some supports for them. Moving along, there's some very late King Charles. Now what I've done with these, I have split them. As you can see, they're right short because the ones at the far end are looking long. So this is a second flush that I got away around about Christmas time. Quite happy with those. Few day and ones late set. It was just a few that flushed up on the head I took off late, and just oddments of leeks that we've got dotted around. These are a few CSC, I'm only keeping them for stock, and a few very late set King Charles. So we'll come back to the virus free. I started the process with virus free. Whoops, that's a good start. Started the process a few years ago now. It hasn't been the easiest of tasks, but we'll open these up and see what they're like. As we can see, very well rooted. That's a nice young plant. I'm pleased with that. Very dark. They're beautiful. They're going to get potted up into my compost today, just into a peat-based compost. I don't think I'll put them on grow lights because these are actually nice plants. They're off to a good start. So I think I'll just let those go naturally. May put them onto a heated bench. I'll put the heated bench back on for a few days to get them up and rooted and, you know, growing away nicely. They're just going into a peat-based compost, which is the pot bedding Clover Professional. That's the compost they're going in, but that's the 2 bags that I do usually mix together. The first potting that I put the mixture in is 1 bag to 1 bag, so it's a 25 litre going into 75. As I move up into larger pots, I put 2 bags of John Innes into 1 bag of clover. And when I move up into the final pots, if I'm going to grow them through the season, I then use 3 bags of John Innes, which is equal mix to the peat based. So we've got a few nice plants here. I'm very pleased with them. They are late. It's the 1st of March, but I'm not worried about size at the moment. There's plenty of time. These will grow. They'll make good plants, as we'll see by the videos that I continue to process. So thanks very much. That's it for this month. Well, not this month. I may come back later in the month, but that's it for the beginning of March. 1st of March. I hope everyone's happy growing in the greenhouses. See you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.